Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Game of Trades, and today I'm going to cover how to trade crude oil in 2019, and more specifically how to trade crude oil during the day with active trading, so basically intraday trading in crude oil. And I'm going to, talk about my strategy and what I do to be profitable and make consistent gains on crude oil. Using two simple steps. And these are the two steps that I use every single time when I make a trade. And I've been doing it since the beginning, and it's been quite successful. And it's nothing very complicated. It's actually quite simple and obvious steps, but they can help out so much in trading. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So the first step to my trading strategy is to have a trading bias. And what does that mean? It means that you are biased towards where the price may go in the future. And that is using longer term time frames like the daily chart and the weekly chart. You need to have a sense of direction. You don't necessarily need to accurately, perfectly predict exactly where crude oil is going, but you need to know where it is going. Is it in an uptrend? Is it in a downtrend? And that is, extremely easy to do. It's nothing very complicated. Any beginner trader can do this. Analyze whether a price is in an uptrend or a downtrend. And it is so essential, and that is something that many traders forget to do when they are trading during the day. In intraday charts, they forget what the broader picture looks like. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So you can see here, this is clearly a uptrend in crude oil. And you can see that we can use different strategies to determine whether it is an uptrend or not. First of all, there's a trend line right here when you can draw a perfect straight line where the price bounces off of it and stays above it. You are in an uptrend. And same thing goes for downtrend. If you can draw a trend line, a downtrend line, and the price stays under it, you are in a downtrend. And that is basically the most, basic way to define trends. Another way you can define it is it making higher highs and higher lows? And you can see this is a high, and this is a higher high, this is a low, and this is a higher low. And you can see in this uptrend we are consistently making higher highs and higher lows. And what you need to always remember in your active trading, in your intraday trading, is that you do not go against the trend. You need to respect this trend. It's very important. And one more strategy, and that is a little bit different to the most popular basic ones, is the MACD, and this is the technical indicator that I use the most in my trading. And I use it to determine the direction of the price. And you can do that very simply, and I'm not going to go into very much detail in this, but it's so simple to use it. You see there is a zero line in the MACD right here. In the middle of the indicator, there's a zero line, and if the lines are above the zero line, it is in an uptrend. And if the lines are below the zero line, it is in a downtrend. And you can see that is such an accurate predictor since the beginning. You can see right here in 2017, in June, July 2017, we crossed above the zero line definitively, and ever since we remained above. We backtested the zero line here, but we remained above all the way. You can see this is basically on the zero line all the way up till here. And you can see if you capture this entire move from the cross of the zero line all the way to, again, the cross at the zero line here at the bottom, it is a 45% rally, 44% rally. So again, this is another way of confirming whether the trend is up or down. And if you have all the three align, higher highs, higher lows, and the trend line and the MACD above the zero line, if you have all these factors, you can be completely sure that the trend is up. And that is when you can start to go into more detail and start to look at the hourly charts to go into your active trading. And that is exactly what I'm going to cover now, how to capture the moves, from start to finish, small moves like this, from start to finish, and have the perfect entry and the perfect exit every single time. And we're going to use this first step, which is determining the bias, to determine what kind of trades we're doing. Obviously, we're not going to try and capture these moves. We're not going to try and capture the down moves. We're going to try and capture all these little green candles as it goes up. And by the time, we'll go all the way, let's capture this entire trend line here. It is a 37% rally. But with active trading, what you can do is have only captured the green lines and without capturing the down moves. So in the end, you'll have much higher percentage gain than 37%. You'll have something like 500% just because you only had the up moves and none of the down moves, meaning you're wasting less time, just waiting for the price to catch up again after a correction. So let's get into the hourly chart to see what I'm talking about here. So now that we've identified a uptrend, I'm going to go ahead and identify certain trades that you can make within this uptrend. So I selected a a portion of the chart that we just analyzed in the first step, and we concluded that it was in an uptrend. So with that trading bias, we are only going to make long trades. As long as we are in an uptrend, we're not going to fight the uptrend, and we are going to continue making long trades. And we're going to do that using this simple divergence strategy that I've been talking about many times in my videos. And it is simply an indication of when price goes down too much or up too much. And basically, you start to get lower lows on the price starts to go down, but the MACD, you can see, starts to go higher and makes higher lows. It's basically when price makes lower lows and the MACD makes higher lows, and that is when you can start make a trading entry. And when you see this on the hourly chart, you'll quickly enter a position here at the first divergence. You'll see another divergence. You can enter in the position again, and then it'll skyrocket up, and you'll hold the position up until you see divergence in the other way. And this is bearish divergence, and it indicates that the price has gone up too much. And you can see the price is making higher highs, whilst the MACD is clearly making lower lows. And you can exit right here at this first divergence, or this one. And with just this move in a few hours, you can make a nice 6% move within a few hours. And you remember the huge trend that I showed you that was a 40% 40% uptrend. Within a couple hours, no, not a couple hours, a couple days perhaps, you can make 6% of that 40% move without any of the downside that comes right after. And you can see you can do this over and over and over again as long as you are remaining in the uptrend. And you can see this is another divergence. The price is making a lower low here, a low and a lower low, whilst the MACD made a clear higher low right here. You enter right here at the lower low, and you follow it all the way up until it makes a divergent high, and the price makes a higher high whilst the MACD makes a lower high. And that is another nice 5% profit. So we've made 6% profit here, 5% profit here. We're already at 10% just with two small trades. Again, following these two simple steps. The first being you need a trading bias to know whether your trades are going to be long or short, and a divergence-based trading system, which is the one I use. Obviously, there's a lot of other trading systems, but this is one that I find to be quite profitable and quite efficient. And you can see this is applicable for the entire uptrend, really. And you can see we're consistently making divergence with rallies following and a divergent high following the rally to determine your exiting position. But obviously, if you don't know, if you don't apply the first step, which is the trading bias, you don't know whether to go long or short, and you'll be just stuck trying to capture every single move it does with any sort of divergence, and that just won't work. So you need to absolutely be aware of the direction that the commodity is going, and this works extremely well for crude oil, and it's been working for me ever since. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. In the meantime, good luck with your trading, and see you next time.